Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to some of you, and peace out to the rest of you. The blackest heart, the blackest mind, the blackest man on social media, sign of black inner shine, and again asking you to hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. I saw Makia 504's, the first part of Makia 504's video, and yes, I know about it through O'Shea Duke Jackson like most of us do, but I wanted to tell you guys something that's independent of her individual recording. If you are part of my normal audience and you're under the sound of my voice, there is a high chance, there are exceptions, but there is a high chance that you've been suspected and are suspected by the Western Sapphire anyway. Now, if you're not living in a so-called first world nation, then okay, fine. But chances are, if you're living in a so-called first world nation, in a Western nation, English speaking, and you're under the sound of my voice, you're not an idness. You're not the intentionally dysfunctional negative stereotype. And that means that you are suspected. She already thinks that you may be. We're at a point right now where oftentimes they'll say, I don't know, girl, but I think so. We're at least at that level of decency now. We're going to degenerate to a level of indecency in which they're going to say, girl, he is. How you know? I can tell. And you know what they're going to say, that inner black woman wisdom, or that spiritual third eye that they claim they've got, which doesn't explain why it is that they done already got what other dudes that actually are by or on the down low, and they didn't know it. It won't explain why they passed up the ones that could have given them a life they wanted and went for the ones that could not give them the life they wanted. That's what it comes down to. You're already suspected, and she claims to have the most spiritual insight, and she actually has the worst. Really, the best way for you to not be suspected is to not spend your formative years in a Western context. If you had to, then you spend your adult years outside of the West. The sooner you do bounce and they don't see you anymore, the sooner begins the process of them completely forgetting about you, because if you are not idness and they can see you, you are suspected. Because remember, if you're not idness, you're a nerd already in their minds, and a nerd is already suspected. So, to be immune to that, you have to fit your enemy's negative stereotypes about you. This right there is another reason to leave en masse and do exactly what Taz would call you weak for doing. But of course, we now know that he ain't shit anyway. All right, thanks for listening. Black heterosexual male power, just specifically because they don't like it.